His Holiness Sadguru Naam Deo Ji Maharaj who resurrected the most arcane philosophies and the most profound, the ancient technique of yoga, Brahma Vidya Bhingam Yoga, and simplified it, which could have been misconstrued and misinterpreted if the flow of divine had not streamed down into his consciousness. He was the same consciousness as his father and also the disciple of the most revered His Holiness Sadguru Sadafal Dev Ji Maharaj. On the very auspicious day when people from across the faith celebrate SHIVRATRI, His Holiness Sadguru Naam Deo Ji Maharaj came to this planet with a purpose which would keep the sanctity of his spirituality as it is by the work that he did in the epic of a spiritual consciousness called Swarved. By interpreting the most profound and the most intricate matters regarding spirituality, he kind of decoded, demystified the most complex intrinsic nature of his spirituality. He just weaved the pearl of his knowledge into the thread of a spiritual consciousness called Swarved. So on this day, when we are here to remember him, we cannot replicate his work. It is impossible unless we are woven with the same divine thread as he was. It's not possible to do what he has done. So what is that one thing that we can take away from his life? What we could make it applicable into our lives? It is the simplicity. It is the being with all, but at the same time, absolutely be able to attune all our energy into doing what we are supposed to do. It's like we can carry out all the responsibilities with the same poise as anyone would do, but at the same time detach yourself. Detachment comes quite prominent when I look at the life of Sadguru Naam Deo Ji Maharaj. With detachment comes renunciation. With detachment comes the wisdom. With detachment comes the unbiased view of life. Life as it is. So he never embroiled himself into any kind of materialistic, mundane preview of life, because he knew the preview itself, the preview would be embroiling enough for him to stop the work that he was to do. So what he did in 15 years of his lifetime, it was a very short time, but what he did was just miraculous. Just sit down and write entire day. At the same time, give discourses. Because Swarved is the encyclopedia of spirituality, as we call it today. So Sadguru Naam Deo Ji Maharaj's life was the epitome of simplicity and at the same time sublime consciousness, where he was one with it at all times. He did not attempt to do anything at all apart from what he was most divinely designed to do. And with all this scarcity around him, he had abundance of wisdom. So the first thing to take away when you feel there is scarcity of things in life, the scarcity of things that you know of, right? scarcity of this or that, love, money, whatever it is. Oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. Whenever you have this scarcity, feel that there is a paucity and drawbacks. At that time, we shall look into deeper. We should look deeper within ourselves and observe why I'm being put into this specific situation. Instead of lamenting and regretting where I am, we shall be asking, why are we here, where we are right now in the first place? This question itself may widen the vision and create a space for a stream of knowledge to come to us. At least we should create the gap rather than talking about it. The more you talk about it, the more you will be shut away from the reality and walk away from where you should be going towards. So don't run away. So whenever you feel a scarcity, at least feel what you have. At least be grateful for the things that are easily available to you, which you take it for granted. Those things could be matter of dream to millions of people. No matter where you are. Just imagine a person with abundance of wealth, with opulence of wealth, having been hospitalized and having an oxygen mask on his nose and breathing and gasping for each breath. Doesn't know whether the person would be alive in the next moment. With all the abundance of wealth, he cannot do anything. He just wants to prolong his life. So what we have could be the way forward, which you don't understand, which you don't realize, because maybe the essence of life is missing its essence. The essence of life is missing its essence. That the basic essence of life shall be appreciated, shall be honored. Whatever it is, that comes with observation, that comes with some awareness about ourselves. So this is the message from the divine, which we could make it practical right here where we are. With the scarcity all around him, what he did, because of his contribution, because of his work, the Hingam Yogi stands so tall today. Because he made sure the Siddhanta, the principle, the doctrine of the Hingam Yoga remained what it optimizes, what it stands for. So on this day, on this very auspicious day of his incarnation, and also Shiv-Ratri, the Shiva, on the day of Shiva, also the yoga. So two yogis today, two yogis, two greatest of greatest yogis. And also Mahayogeshwara. So two Mahayogis today, on this day. One talks about the manifestation of this Prakriti in the form of Shiva. Another talks about the very source of it. The very source from where everything comes. That source from where His Holiness Sadguru Dhamchandji Maharaj stood his ground and attuned all his energies into finding the most subtlest part of life, which is nothing but the Supreme Consciousness itself.
सब देवों का देव है, परम पुरुष कारो, बिन गुरु प्रभु जीव ना मिले, भटकी रहे भव को। अंड मंडलाकार है, व्यापक विश्व महान, सो सदगुरु का रूप है, अनुभव में पहचान। माया लोक छोड़ाय कर चेतन लोक निवास सद्गुरु ताको जानिए भक्ति मुक्ति दहि पास शरण शरण मैं शरण हूँ हे गुरु बंदी छोड़ मोहि उबारो हे गुरु यह सब बार निहोर जनय दीन वंदन करूं कही विधि की जैसे वार पार की गम नहीं नमो नमो गुरुदेव।